Alright. Hold on, I just want to, talking to this douche last night. I'll finish listening to now. Alright. Finish
Any
up what he has to
progress on
say.
that matter we discussed?
Please.
What would you like to discuss?
Well, I guess I finished it all. Do these. Land in sight. Why is it not showing up? There we go.
Got it. Inside voices.
Stop crouching!
If I'd been able to get out here, I so would have stripped this for parts.
Where the hell did the third one go? Whatever. Come on. So change it to part 3. And add this. Alright, I'm trying to get this to load. Hold on. Alright.
exactly that.
Come on. One keeps freezing. Okay, it would not let me use the scope on my gun. Is it? That's the last of them. 3 other ones attacked me. So sharp that it cut some letters out of its own name. Blood on a stick. Blood on stick. Phone's dying.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna.
Vale's a little safer, thanks to you. We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37? Right or left-handed? Let's just say, no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation for plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you.
Ooh,
Congratulations.
I'm a deputy.
Let me stop you there.
Hey,
It is
people end
official
up
Spacer's
marauders.
Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
Okay.
Ever since the company first settled the Vale. Life's good out here, but it ain't easy. Some folk can't keep pace with the demands of frontier life. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy.
Yeah, I heard one of the workers shot himself, Eugene, I think. Marauder seemed like to like.
Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much adrenatime. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime. What's on your mind?
Something else. Never mind.
A friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
I have not explored this area yet. Alright. 1 second. No. So that is this area. Sorry, doing a Pokemon raid. Got invited to one. Ooh, unlock ops door, return to route, messages, spacer's choice. Miss Braden, this letter serves as an informational notification of our company's displeasure towards you, management of the Emerald Vale. Please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Additional, please contact our office to schedule your official reprimand at the time. Damn. To the esteemed members of Emerald Vale and Oversight Committee, I hope this letter finds you well. So you have to do consideration your last letter. You've identified and terminated no fewer than 5 other subordinates who were unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. I will like to remind the Oversight Committee that while most of the Emerald Vale has failed to meet its production and outpost quotas, particularly our agriculture and fishing canning department, neither. Blah blah blah. Oh, so they fired everybody and sent a team here. Right. Space choice property. Receptionist terminal error. Terminal memory purge. Maintenance logs purge. Personal file purge. Purge. 2 files. I had to borrow your copy of the Young Spaces Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Radio's been spurting and I need the reference. Return the copy to the repair bay. Chaos everywhere. Mechanicals gone haywire. Gunfire. Hearing some of the screams. Allah. I think that was someone's leg. Would like to leave early for the day. Please deduct delinquent fee for my pay. Thank you. Okay. No head. Master control terminal. Redirect power. Plant status. So this is where I need to go for that. I need to go this way for the other mission. Yeah. Hey, experience. So let me catch this hello. Stimulation.
Hey, that's impressive.
Hey, thank you. Unlock door. Warning, this facility is in a state of lockdown. Authorized passcode. Enter passcode. Spacer Thompson. Personal files. Chester Higgins. Again, that whole hit. I found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals, so I had to write him up for tampering with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple of days from now and feeling bad for what I've done, let me just remind myself that I warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working on some logic module. I confiscated it and should be in the lock-away room. Don't sit right. Tonka, security. It doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing our guards with auto mechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up a chief of security with no staff, just a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed everywhere, every which way. Company tells us they're safe, programmed to treat us like humans. Humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but not a mechanical never will. I don't know. Doesn't sit. Worse has happened. The mechanic's gone crazy. Locked myself down here just trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash to the control room. Might be able to shut things down if I ever return. Sorry, trying to catch this thing. Security lockdown has been initiated. This is not test your behavior during this lockdown will be reviewed during your quarter. God, this game is ridiculous.
not real. You're not real.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Let's see. Pickpocket. Ooh, I got a perk too. Let's go. 50% more health. Engineering. Shut off steam.
Get away! You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
I wasn't trying to startle you.
Most people? But I'm the only one left. No. Remember your first rule, Higgins. No arguing with the Phantoms. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
I'll be going on my way. How long have you been down here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
And what exactly did
Higgins
you
has
do here?
been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
You were an
I
engineer?
specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
If you worked on him, you must know how to stop him. Right. Before or after you became a Pig Tycoon? This
Look,
one.
I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I can deal with mechanicals. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Mechanicals follow the behavior of the logic module.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering.
Hey.
There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
Any idea?
Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module.
I wanted to
The
ask you
tail.
something.
Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous. Forgot what you were gonna say? Me too.
What do I keep picking up? Outer Worlds. There we go. Really?
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice.
Why aren't you
Hostile
attacking me?
actions towards spacer's choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective in compliance with spacer's choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist.
Yeah.
Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
Sure. Carver sent team technicians to conduct a complete... You got candy in my mouth. Someone's just talking about getting replaced. Borrowed a copy of Young Space's Guide. I think it's... mode. Remain in guard mode. Any attempt to alter is punishable by target. Define intruders. Now they'll attack each other.
Sweeping the reminder, please pay your
right, control armor. Junk.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Yes, sir.
Bang up work, soldier. You're
There
a
you
credit
go.
to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Take care. Ooh. Weapon speed, power attack. This is way better than a normal stun baton. Go there. I missed this room last time. Ooh. Plasma rifle. Scorched journal. After sneaking parts of the industrial sector for a couple of days, I think I finally have everything I need to build a flying death machine. However, upon closer inspection, I'm not entirely sure all these components will fit together properly. It's not like the board would build their mechanicals with custom loaded parts, tooled parts. But I still have
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you.
I don't know you.
Whatever
That's
you're
my
looking
purse.
for, it ain't here. Move along.
Look rattling.
Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
No.
Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Okay. We'll come
Over
fire.
in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
We all got problems.
Explains why you're still yammering on at me. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
No. No. Upbeat, a little strange, loves Rizzo. Yeah, I met Zoe.
Wait, Marauder Camp?
Yeah.
Is she alright? Zoe's family. chiding her is our purview, not yours. If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged.
Got questions.
I'll tell you what I can.
How well do you know her?
Well enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does.
You seem so personable. Can't imagine how you didn't get on
She
with
was
her.
lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own.
Understandable.
What
Change the
is it?
subject. Bye. Convince Zoe to return home. I want to get that side quest done first. Video game ADHD, brah. My ears are hurting. Journal of M. Bakanu. Get him. Bring this to him.
Another day at the cannery.
Any progress on that matter we discussed?
Yeah, I got you, Bob.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
You didn't want that book to keep others from reading it? You just wanted it for yourself?
Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Do you still have your mission? We're here to give your life a meaning. Plague-ridden backward.
Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aether Wave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Could be beneficial.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back.
That works, because I don't
I'm
want
pretty
to...
handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh,
Okay.
I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well. Fantastic.
Sounds good.
Let me
Let's
get my
go.
things in order, and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and I'll leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Don't want to
I'll
join me?
meet you on the ship when you're ready to depart.
Wait, damn. Didn't want to... Didn't want to teleport there. The botanical garden.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
You hungry? We got
Sure.
canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
Aww. What happened the day she disappeared?
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd.
Diary? Tell me a little
Zoe
bit
was
about her.
always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
Any chance you can lend me that copy?
Not much of a chance, no. Mind if I ask why you're interested?
So I'm gonna kick your ass if not. Zoe's living with Marauders
Zoe's
nearby.
living with Marauders?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like the sort of sideways, sprat-brained plan Zoe'd come up with. Yeah, it could be you're telling the truth. Or maybe you're trying to wheedle me into relinquishing my only copy of the Masked Marketeer. It's a collector's edition after all.
Look at my face. Do I look like give a damn about your show?
A true fan would have displayed a gleam in their eye upon hearing the words collector's edition. Here you go. Latest copy of the Masked Marketeer. Tell Zoe we're all waiting on her.
What do you,
Fresh off the
what are you
limb,
selling?
and that includes canid meat.
Fiber. Use heavy ammo for heavy damage. Oh, I bought it. No. Hmm. Zoe's journal. So that's it. No more edge water for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'am. And would you like another? She was sick. She was losing her goddamn mind. Y'all want to read that? Okay. You mind? I'm over here trying to rob this place blind.
Keep your wits about you, friend. If you're hungry, Stefan's got... If you're hungry, keep your wits about you, friend.
I'm going. That's impressive.
I'm robbing this town blind.
Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
This guy? This guy? Who? You?
Heading back.
Oh, Thomas.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
Just trying to get my
Never
ship
heard it
off the
praised
ground.
in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off the ground, ain't we? Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Never too late to start learning.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Well, those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be
I
greatly
think I got
obliged.
all 3. It's easy okie day, Thomas. Got one.
No kidding. Really?
Yup.
Well, which one?
Part 1.
Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
Hold on, I got more.
Don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense.
I got more. Lucid Part 3.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
It was.
That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Cool.
What's on your mind? Couple months.
Well, I knew
This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... oh, this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
I should go. I got your back. Sneak. Find more bits in containers. Unlock power and sweep attacks. Unlock power and sweep attacks. And then... ooh, 1 point in hacking on its own. Melee power attacks. Power attack. Sweeping attack. Alright, before I talk to Adelaide, I'm gonna go talk to Crazy Girl. Be like, why are you crazy? Ooh, over encumbered. Let's see. Oh, nice. Avadi. Keep your solid off. Tactical. Nice. Inventory. Alright. I gotta upgrade. What's my carry weight? I think I have to wait till, yeah. Some carry capacity bonus from your companion. Well, you.
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Go back to camp. Stefan told me about your favorite cereal.
So you tracked me down just to gab about the mass marketeer? I am impressed.
Stefan
I
wanted
see
to
what's
watch this
going
video.
on here. I'm being bribed. Well, it's working. I can't say no to my favorite cereal. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is going to be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
She was all right. Grace, for one another good news. I wish I could run faster. Damn, couple grenade launchers. Oh, I'm in. Slow walking. Gotta hurry up and get my power core for my ship. Because then when I do that, I can actually put weapons in my chests. Store things.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
She's crazy, dude. She joined up with a band of marauders that he hadn't heard her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job
You have?
for me.
I've only seen a couple episodes.
Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Nice. No. That money's good. Experience. Come on. Ah, it's stealing. Still stealing.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
You must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes,
yeah,
Adelaide will do
just
name. Fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Why'd you leave your old home?
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Town did suck.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile?
Yep.
Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
You're living off power that belongs to the town. Come back to the cannery. That's about it. Reed asked you to consider coming back home. Something about coming back to town or losing power. I wasn't really listening.
I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned to go
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp has a power regulator. I need it for my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
I'm not looking to get mixed up in your problems.
Well, if it's all the same to you, then you ought to divert power over to us, shut down Reed's cannery, and scrap it for parts.
What have you got against town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
One second, get a text message. I don't much like you throwing that interface to get me on your side.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear.
What do you have against people trying to make
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're cast into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I'll consider it.
You will listen to your conscience.
Something you need?
Thomas seemed very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
Nah, he's head over heels for you.
Glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst.
Mentioned something earlier.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's church.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
It's an ideal, what we live.
It just comes off cold to me, is all.
True.
Sorry. I know, it's none of my business.
I like to drink now and again. When you guess you're not a drinker, I don't make a habit.
It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folks out my window. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. Mostly they're tired. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts breaking.
Yep, I can't abide
Well,
with somebody who
I'm one
doesn't
of them
drink.
that can't. So I don't make a habit of drinking.
All right. Now the hard choice. Where the hell am I going to send the power? Send the town, have her take over. Send it over there. I don't know. I just want the most experience out of this. Alright, do the most XP. Let's see. Right. I'm actually gonna do it this way because I've never sent power. Sorry, I'm horrible. I just want the most experience. Alright, let's try to fling a couple more switches. Oh, let's go outside. Damn it, Jeremy.
What's eating you? The tail. Definitely start with the tail. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
What happened?
Mechanicals lost their bolts.
I know that.
Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
You weren't killed?
I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
I think that's... Okay. Come on. Look, Jeremy.
Mechanicide protocols currently active. Please do not interrupt.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, it's to live.
Okay.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Yeah, I know.
Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that.
Damn it, Pavati.
I felt like
Remember
I
why
had
I
to
don't
say
like you with me. Glad you did.
Really?
Yeah, I was just about to give the power to the...
Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
biology lab. Damn you. All right. Fast travel over here.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Happening out of that.
As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms.
What happened to you?
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
Nothing left for you here.
The matter's
Time to go
been
back.
weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again. Sure, suit yourself. I'll be here.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So work at the cannery. You wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox.
There you go.
It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her. Adelaide hates Edgewater, hates everything Edgewater stands for, hates what that town does to people, what it did to her. We're the nearest she's got to kin. We go back to Edgewater, we may as well have stuck a knife in her heart. Are you sure about this? If we head back to Edgewater on our own, Adelaide won't come with us. She'll stay here and curse us till the end of her days.
Let Adelaide
I
see
expect
it
we
here.
got no choice. Edgewater needs us back, and loath as I am to admit it, we need Edgewater. You okay with this, Grace?
My affairs are all settled. Thanks for helping me with Zoe.
Just give us some time to gather our personals and say our goodbyes. If you run into Reed, you tell him we're coming back, yeah?
Take care. Anything else?
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Just checking to see if you get anything else to say.
Good for them. I'm glad. Back to the old cannery with Grace and Thomas and Stefan and all the others. I expected it'd end like this. Lived out here for years all by my lonesome. Only right that I'd die the same way. I expect you've done enough for the Vale. If you don't mind leaving an old lady with her thoughts, I'd be much obliged. It is
Still go
too
back.
late, and I'm tired of talking.
Alright. Bye.
Go quiet.
What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving. hoping there was like a weapon locked in here. And diverted power. Outer world. I don't know. I don't think there was. Awesome. I like that. Post some trading cards online. I want 5. Guy offers me 3. I say 4.
Heard something outside the walls today.
Something got you down?
Jesus.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? That's good enough for me. Adelaide and I have a history. Was unlikely she'd ever come back. But hope springs eternal. We are in your debt. I am authorizing you for a discount on all official Spacer's Choice products, courtesy of the people of Edgewater.
Wait, there's something I've been meaning to ask.
By all means.
You have Orca back. What happens now? Someone named Grace was guarding Adelaide's.
I do. Grace Romero, wasn't it? Brusque, truculent, never seemed to care much for cannery work.
She's wasted on the cannery. You should think about making her a guard.
Protecting a camp from marauders is no small task. I'll see to fitting her out in a guard's uniform.
Good. And Thomas.
Thomas Kemp? I remember him. Had to write him up for daydreaming a few too many times.
He's a decent mechanic. Karate will vouch for him.
He tries real hard, Mr. Thompson. This is something he wants to do. That'll make him twice as good.
You may be right. And with the town set to grow, it is time I invested in a new mechanic. This whole fiasco is not one I am keen on repeating. I was too hard on my own workers. I pushed them to their breaking point. With more hands at the cannery, I expect productivity will rise. I expect we'll grow. And I expect I can ask corporate to send us some more medicine. We'll survive, one way or another. This whole fiasco... Look, we're a small...
All right. I truly don't mean to disrespect, nor am I trying to lowball you at all. I'm a dad buying some cards for his two boys. My oldest is 15, the youngest is 8. The little one has a nice binder going, and the oldest has just started collecting cards. It's most Nintendo games. Long story short, I'm buying these for my boys. Okay, got a deal. Wait. Read the second part. Sorry, guys. A guy messaged me on eBay. He's buying his kids a bunch of cards. Oh, my nose is running. Okay. Apply. Companion kills, vendor prices, long walk speed, sprint speed, weapon armor durability loss. There we go. I don't think I have that card. Alright, sorry. I'm trying to be a good salesman. Can I get in here? Will you let me in there? Will you let me in there? Will you?
What do you You're lucky I've already filled my quota.
Alright, I think it's just... And I just asked that guy if it was okay if when I ship them, I merge the labels to send them all at once. So that way that 60-cent label per friggin' package will only be $1.50 for all like 6 packages. Pavati, that's my ship.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model?
I don't know.
Gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I've been on a ship before. I can
Oh, it's kind of
understand.
you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'm glad to have you along. Pick a cabin. Are you sure Reed won't mind leaving with me?
Yes!
Pick a cab?
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Ugh, coughing. Let's go.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Yeah, you
By
do that.
verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story? I wanted to ask you about that book. Does it have something to do with religion?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. That's a good question.
How do we find them?
We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
All the crew manifests help us track down your
I'll
scholar.
call the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Okay. Happens to be such a highly skilled
Before I
hacker.
transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems. Thank you, Captain. As always, what are we...
I think I'm good for now.
Easy.
Still can't open. Oh yeah, I gotta talk to her.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Nope. Oh yeah, I do.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I'll be back.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I installed
All
it.
systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's go.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions.
Oh, I've been reading stuff.
The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly.
Right. The Black Marketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
All right.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
All right.
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Put it to good use.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. Now I can finally... take it out. Food that's been sitting in the fridge that has no power. Yum. Sword. What doesn't kill you gives you tetanus. Tetanus. Wow. Hey. Poster. Oh, shit's in the books and ammo.
I could spend hours reflecting on the sea. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Nothing. Just, ooh. Picture of Dad. Toolbox. Abigail. My ammo now. Book. Says I can steal the flower. Oh, hi. Ooh. There's no response. Ask Ada about Sam. Ada! Hold on. Edgewater. I stole their sign. Pick up holographic shroud. Holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that give you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limit for unauthorized. Oh yeah, it lets you stealth through certain areas for limited time. Hawthorne's unread messages. Bedford. Oh, I forgot to mention in the previous message, silly me, mailing you a copy of my favorite cereal. The space, oh, it's a show. So what? It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't go showing it around to spacer buddies. Shrink ray. Oh, note to self. Remember this later on. Know better. Ada, remind me weekly to check the log until I tell you to stop. Yes. I mean, continually. No, Ada. Not dead. Why would you ask me that? Point. I saw an actually 9-10 eyes. A subliminally powerful weapon in Wells' lab. Just sitting there in front of me. If the gray hair were to look away for a second. Away or forget about it, maybe. Or if I had to ask a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray. But wouldn't let me test it. After I lost my temper, said he was inspired to create things. Achievement of the young scientist. Hammer power. It's too long. A strange weapon with a special power created to a crazy lab coat. Black market leads. Don't forget you found a scrap sanitation and maintenance auto mechanical and emerald rail scrap heap. Ugh. Send messages. All right. Revolver. The rest I can break down. No. All right. I got 100 weight now. Vicar Max. Oh, wow. Sure. Health. Cert generated. Cert removed. Increase attack. Did he hit level 2? No. Almost. I think when I hit level 10. What are you?
Welcome back,
Ooh.
Captain. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Weapons for the void. Those are the fancy science weapons from Phineas he makes. 5 acids deeper. Okay, so that's Roseway. Alright. Welcome to the system map. You can fly your ship anywhere. And this is what I'm going to call it. Alright. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.